Hey guys, weather's pretty rotten today, so we're gonna see what we can get done on the Frazer-Nash before I get too cold or just don't feel like doing it anymore. Got a couple of sawhorses in front that are going under the RV. Grandpa's coming by later, so I'm gonna get him to give me a hand with that. And otherwise, I think what we're gonna do first, probably end up pulling all these body panels out. I'm not entirely sure where I'm going to put them. Actually, I may put them in the back of the camper for now. It's a nice, somewhat dry, somewhat clean spot that they won't blow away. And then I can start. Well, let's get that done, and then we'll go through what I've got going on up here. So, give me a minute to get the camera set up, and we'll get it working. All right, so let's just go over this from back to front real quick. First off, I'm probably going to end up removing these two bumper brackets, taking the steering box out, moving it over to here for the right-hand drive conversion. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this perch off, re-weld it over here when I'm done, flip-flop these arms, and hopefully that's going to work. I'm definitely gonna have to re-notch the little subframe up here. I will probably weld in some extra brace down at the bottom, since I'm gonna have to cut away a bit of that support, and those seem a little scary chintzy anyway. So that we're going to do new brake lines, because those are nice braided brake lines, but they are very rusted on the end, so I do not trust them. I'm gonna pull apart and do all new brakes, shoes, springs, wheel cylinders, etc., both sides. We're gonna run those brakes up through the fake nose. For the right-hand drive conversion, we're gonna go ahead and get rid of the stock left-hand drive pedal set. We're gonna put in that pedal set that you guys have seen in the other video on that side. I got a, Grandpa's bringing me a floor plate. Big extra piece of scrap, thick scrap, we're gonna weld into here to finish out the floor pan, and that may be, depending on just where I have to mount the seat, that may be part of where pedals mount. I'm probably going to end up just cutting got a few things that I can do. I would like to run parking brakes, so I would like to leave the parking brake tunnel intact. I may cut it at this pinch point straight ahead and just panel it, drill a couple of holes and run my clutch lines through. It's all going to very much depend on where I end up mounting the pedals, and in order to mount the pedals, I'm going to have to build some sort of a seat rack, because as you can see by the dimensions on this kit, you're pretty well sitting right over the nose of the transmission, as opposed to that being where the back seat would be in a standard Beetle. So that I'm gonna have to build. You can see there's some flat plate flat provision off the bottom of that to match it up to. There's actually even a nice threaded hole here, so I can screw a nice piece of board down or a piece of plate down, come over across to the top of the tunnel. I am going to build this as a one-seat homage to the race car it's designed after. It's supposed to be a 34 Frazer-Nash TT, so I figure I'll go ahead and continue that that look. Not going to try and trick anyone into thinking it's a real one, but it'll still be fun to drive, still turn heads. Gonna replace the back brakes as well, all of the hardware, software, anything attached to it, just make sure that that's all fresh and it stops. I have the transmission ready, sitting in the garage. I'm still working on getting that hydraulic slave cylinder installed, so that'll be a project coming up soon. And once I get that thing all together, I would like to mount it back here. That way I can get some more ideas for what kind of seat clearance I have, where things are going to mount, start measuring for, you know, things here and there. Alright, so these are pretty trashed, very rusted, and OD black. So I'm not even going to mess with trying to find the right size socket for those. And if I wasn't charging the batteries for my power tools, I would probably just cut it off of there. But we'll just try the old vice grips and screwdriver method and see if we can break these ugly little guys loose. That's gonna be a no. All right, we'll just wait for the grinder to finish, grinder batteries to finish. Really wish I wouldn't have taken my plug-in over to the other shop. Come in handy right now. Next. Okay, not going to admit defeat just yet. Let's grab some sockets and see if we can get abusive with this thing. Alright, so a 10, it is not. It's gonna make a bunch of people jealous, but why do I have so many 10mm sockets in here? It's kind of weird. And we're gonna use, just for fun, we're using the same wrench we did on the Toyota video. This is a Power Torque GM6179, and it has a locking pivot head, which is very nice. It was suggested to me for working on my Subaru, but it has become my go-to. Stock left-hand drive Beetle pedal set. Really does not look like it's been abused much, just kind of needs a good clean and rebuild. So we may end up seeing this later going on to one of the other bug builds. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like the way that they shortened the clutch on that side. So anyway, keep an eye out for this ugly thing. All right, now that we got a little bit of that done, I'm gonna wait for the batteries to charge on the grinder. That way we can get a little bit more done without having to keep switching half-dead batteries for half-dead batteries. So we've got sticky, squeaky brakes. And as we know, that shouldn't be a problem because I literally just cut brake lines. So there's no residual pressure on these. Me and Grandpa tried breaking them loose with a breaker bar the other day. These things I think are 240 or 280 foot-pounds. They make a special torque multiplier tool just to tighten the stupid things down. So we're just gonna hit it. We're going back full power. God, I love that sound. That's impressively tight. That might be a little over torqued. Well, glad I'm wearing double kneed jeans because that hurt. See if we can get a slow-mo shot of that thing ricocheting off of my kneecap. All right, so that didn't work. Got a great slow-mo shot of taking the end of a pry bar to the kneecap. So what I did was I just pulled the access plugs on the back side. I sprayed them full of PB silicone lube. They're definitely still scratchy, but I can at least put the wheels back on and roll it around now. I went ahead and got all four sides, so they're a little bit better. like I said, I am gonna be rebuilding these eventually, so I'm not too worried about it. I just want it to be able to roll back and forth easy if I put the tires on it, need to move it. So it's way better than they were. Just a little tour around the back end. Still got some hosing to change, some stuff to deal with here. I got to rerun the parking brakes, so I'll probably do those from the cables to the clicker. You know, while I'm thinking about that, actually, let's see what. Woo! I'm slipping around in the mud. Let's see what Lady Olive's little purple bug has to offer. That's my nicer impy shifter with the lockout for reverse. I'll probably use that since I'm gonna try to race car the Frazer-Nash a little bit. Otherwise, this one does have at least the knob assembly, so I might steal that out of it for temporary and for now. Yeah, we'll just have to see. I would love to eventually restore this bug, but she's got a lot of cancer to deal with. Uh-oh, I did take the transmission out of this one. Oops. Wonder where I put that. This is the one that was supposed to go to Jacob. Huh. To be continued.